Thanks for leading us, isn't it?
Welcome to Splash Central.
Yeah!
I'm Dave McGurr, and I'm the MC for the program this morning. We have a great number of people who are involved here, who were really critical to this project happening, and we're going to visit with them and have them all tell you a little bit about their part. We'll try and keep it short because I know you want to get inside and check it out. First, I do want to recognize that we have German here today from U.S. Representative Mills' office. There she is. Everybody knows going to be here today, so I'll tell you no more. And also, Governor Dugard had planned to come and give some speaker at the governor's conference today in Washington State. And he's launching a new multi-state initiative to do with I see we have Senator Jim White over here. And I don't know if Representative Gibson is here today. Is she here? And we also have our first mayor, Paul Woodward, here. Paul, I really recognize these commissioners who stepped up to the plate. We had a dream here a couple of years ago, and it just wouldn't have happened without everybody getting on board. The city commission and then the community. It was just really a positive event that surpassed all of our expectations. We have Commissioner Jan Manolis, Commissioner Mark Rogish, Commissioner Dale Snyder, and also Commissioner who's on both the construction and marketing committees for the project as it goes through the process. He's also here this morning. And we have our new Commissioner, Gary Harrington. I believe he's here this morning. So I want to welcome all those people. So to start the program off, I want to welcome our new mayor, Paul Elward. Paul?
Well, thank you, David, and thank you all for coming out this morning for the grand opening of Splash Central and our Central Park. Although it's not all completed yet, I think there'll be enough there to keep the kids really happy for quite a while. This is really a great facility to enhance our quality of life here in South Dakota. And it's also going to be something that'll draw people to our city and give them some really pleasurable time when they're here. So we're real happy to get this open and get it started, and hope you all have a good tour here, and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Paul. Our next speaker is someone that actually was so critical to this project that I would say that without him it wouldn't have happened, and that's not exaggeration. I went to him with this idea a little over 2 years ago. Woke up in the morning, I had paper, and on Monday I went over to his office and really saw the vision, and truly put over $600,000 into this project before anything had happened, with just a vision in our minds between us. So without his help to launch this project, it simply wouldn't have happened. Let's give a big hand to Earl Morgan.
Thank you, David, and welcome everybody to this wonderful event we're hearing. I'm an ex-college graduate, so it's awful to see the college community that was such an asset to the community. But after 5 years of just sitting there, falling apart, it became obvious that we should do something for this problem. The city of meantime, we had a swimming pool west of Walmart or west of the state fairgrounds. And I wanted this result, became really a valid addition to the city here. I hate to see the college go, but I'd love to see what we have in the next 70 years or something to make everyone happy. But everyone that was involved in it put up the time and the effort to make this all happen. And so everyone that has been on that committee, raising the financing, planning all the changes, planning, money raising, paying the effort here and now. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, vision. As Earl said, Dick Warner does consulting with Dakota Americas, and out of Sioux Falls, and he brought this idea to us, to Earl and myself, that there was some funding available called New Market Tax Credit, and it's a very complicated funding mechanism. It's designed for redevelopment of areas that need redevelopment all around the nation. The program was launched about 20 years ago by President Carter in South Dakota, of all places. So it's not a brand new program, but it's never been used in a city in South Dakota before. So we had to write a lot of new rules, and it was a huge process. And I want to welcome Lynn Van Hopwegen from Dakota Americas to represent. New Market Tax Credit application was over 5,000 pages. If you stacked it on the floor, it was this high. And Jim Borzik was the lead on that, and Pauline Carey did all the financial, and Mike Weaver did all of the engineering consulting on that. And there's thousands of hours that these three people put into it, and brought over $4 million to this project. Jim, well, and thank you for that.
Primarily our main role, as David said and other people before him, is to put the financial pieces together for the project. That became relatively easy after we figured out where we could get some money for the New Market Tax Credit, which brought about $4.2 million into the project. And I think the city had to also put a fair amount of money away for a rainy day fund, because they knew there was going to be a day of reckoning for the old pool, and there was going to be a need for that to be replaced. But most importantly, I think the thing that makes this project so unique, and one that my board and I have been so impressed with this. As I look out across here at you folks, all of you folks, over $4 million was raised locally. Over $4 million from you all. You're the ones who... You truly are the ones who make it happen, and thank you so much for that. The economic impact, let me just kind of give you a brief overview, and David told me I talked to you, so I'm going to make it really brief. Just on the construction side of this particular project, we're estimating about 40 to 50% of the total project went into labor, payroll, and expenses. It's about a $25 million impact on our community just during the last 2 years in construction alone. And I'm sure Laura's going to get into this in a minute or two, but this is really exciting news that as far as the ticket sales last year, I think family passes, and we sold, this Park and Rec sold about 60 passes. They've sold 360 or more already, which is phenomenal, which is about 1,400 individuals. Today, hopefully, the sun comes out and this wonderful event. I want to touch on one other thing that comes out. Quality of life issues, as I work with economic development for our community, is a major issue. As a matter of fact, economic surveys, if you look at quality of life rates even higher than compensation and wages. And this is a phenomenal piece of work that you can be very, very proud of as a community that adds to what I call an A+ effort as far as quality of life. So in closing, I thank you all very much for your support. We've been great at this, and it's been a fast-track program, and looking forward to the sun coming out, and everybody have a great day. Thank you again.
When we look at this facility, you wonder who designed it. We had a first-rate company that's done a number of them, and a number in South Dakota, actually, Mitchell being the closest one. Stantec out of Minneapolis was a company that did the water park, and TSP from Sioux Falls did the bathhouse, and they also helped us with the renovation of the campus center. So those were our two primary architectural and engineering partners on this project, and they've just done a fantastic job. And the unique thing about this project, when I was talking to the Stantec people, they said they, have done dozens of these, but it's probably the first one that was done all at once. We did a city park, a water park, a community building, all together, all at once, so it all fits together into one neat little package, and they were really proud to be a part of it. We have Jeff Erlinger here from Stantec. He was the primary contractor, and he's got thousands of phone calls from me over the last 2 years, so he's a very patient man. Welcome, Jeff.
It's been an absolute privilege working on this project. Everybody associated with the city has been absolutely incredible. They're outstanding. Shaky Construction was the general contractor. And absolutely first class all the way. Them and their subcontractors have built a great facility. I've been doing this 25 years now. I've absolutely never seen anything like Janet mentioned $4 million. So that is incredible. We work with a lot of communities that are much bigger than ours, and get the fraction of that. And because of that, we're able to have some extras in this project that we wouldn't have otherwise had. The whole park gets done, David alluded to it, it's great. You rarely see a facility like this close into town, a mature piece of property with great trees and stuff. So many of these are just starting bare walls. The trees are all we have such a great start on it. It's such a beautiful piece of property. Again, special mention to David. He was really the true champion of this project, the vision, and working with Earl to get this property really is needed to get bigger things figured out. Residents and leaders should take great pride in the facility. We hope it's a place of joy and memories for decades.
Thanks, Jeff. And the idea for what new water park came out of the condition of our old swimming pool. It was in the floodplain and gone underwater. It was full of carp and bullheads several times over the last decade, and had a lot of structural issues because of that. And Joe Carr stepped up and headed up a committee to investigate how can we move this forward. And that was 2 years ago. They did a thorough study, and they actually started with Stantec way back then, and they come up with a plan of what we needed and 5 potential sites, none of which was here. But stalled out for lack of funding. And after, it probably took about a year to get all that study done, and a year later nothing had happened. And Joe came to my office one day, and he looked at me in the eye, and he says, "Mayor, this isn't going to happen unless you make it happen. You have to make it happen. I trust you will." And he walked out, and I thought, wow, that was quite a challenge, because I know, and at that time, we weren't thinking anything this big. So Joe put the challenge to me, and that stuck with me, and it was part of what helped bring the concept to my mind. So thanks for challenging me, and I'm glad I was able to step up and talk about your vision.
Basically, and I've told Mayor McGurr this many times, and like you said, we were frustrated. No doubt about it. We had no water up there to go because it was a good project. When we first got together, my wife always accuses me of being a dreamer. We said, let's dream as big as we can because we want to make this a huge, huge splash. We were dead in the water, and one day my brother called back and said, Mayor McGurr and Earl are waiting in your office and want to talk to you. And I said, oh my God, what did I do now? So I sat down and they had this. I think Dave did more in a week on putting the thing together than we did in 6 years on what it all looked like, and it was an instant sell. And we didn't have a hard time selling this. Like Dave said, $4 million in 6 weeks. The city had their money put aside with the new market tax credit. It's just unbelievable. If you haven't been in there yet, it'll knock your socks off. It's probably 2/3 complete, if that. You'll notice the mature trees. You'll notice all the little things in there. And a couple people came back and told me it's like you're not even in Huron. And I said, well, I hope it makes you feel like you're on a vacation. Because what I want to remind everybody, I've lived here 22 years now, and the amount of projects that we've done in Huron, the one we're just completing and the ones yet to be done, make it so Huron is alive and moving. This facility is unbelievable. We want everybody to be proud of it. We want to welcome all children, families, grandparents, just the next 50, 60 years, make this a place that we can all be proud of. Thank Dave and everybody for doing it.
Joe was one that he said from day one, we have to have a wow factor. I heard wow factor out of his mouth about every third sentence for 2 years, and he's directly responsible for the Master Blaster. That's our wow factor. And he even did the research to find out that it was America's most popular water park ride for the last 10 years running. There's only a couple dozen of them in the United States. The closest one being 500 miles from here at Wisconsin Dells, and we really have Joe to thank for that, for being here, for the idea, and of course the public for the money to bring it here. Next, I want to have Donnie Schoenhardt step up. He's the president of the Wobegon swim team, and they were a key partner in the fundraising. As I said, we had a goal of raising $3 million in 6 weeks, and people said we were crazy, it couldn't be done. We were in the throes of the worst recession in 4 generations, and we said, well, we're going to do it, and we're going to try it, and we exceeded it by $1 million. So, in large part, thanks to the swim team. Thank you, Dave. I'm here representing the Huron Park and Rec Wobegon swim team. I'm the president of the board. When Dave came and talked to us about this project, we were obviously very, very excited because we host one invitational meet every year, and also we were attempting to try to host some championship meets. So this was very near and dear to our heart. We're over an 80-member strong swim team. We've just expanded into the winter time, so we're essentially a year-round club. But the summertime is when we spend all the big amount of our time as far as having meets. When we started this project with Joe and with everybody else, we were astounded also at the sheer excitement of the community. So over the next 3 years, we're going to be hosting 3 championship meets. This year it'll be the seasonal meet. Next year the state VC meet, and then 3 years from now the state AA long course state meet will be here at this facility. The
best facility in South Dakota, and once we get in there, we can't tell you how excited we are, and we're actually going to have a meet the third week in June here in Huron. We want to thank the Huron community, thank everybody that was involved in it. The swim team is going to be a huge benefactor for many years to come. Young people, if you're interested in getting involved with the swim team, get a hold of us. We practice every day in the summertime. Can't tell you how impressed and happy we are, and thank you again to the community, and we're very much looking forward to it. The Wobegoms will be going strong. Thank you very much. Thank you, Don. Well, we knew we were going to need a manager for this whole facility, and so we had a vision of having a Central Park manager, and that would be over the Fine Arts Building, the Campus Center Building, and the water park. So we could facilitate and oversee the operations of the water park, and in the winter months, activities within the Campus Center and the Fine Arts Building. And so we decided that almost 2 years ago. Late last fall, they started the process of looking for a manager, and around the first of the year, they took applications. And as it ended up, my nephew's wife was one of the applicants. So while I was involved in this project with my eyeballs all along, I was not involved in that process when a relative applied, and I actually didn't know who was recommended out of the dozen or so applicants until the day it came to City Commission, and it was my niece, or my niece-in-law, I guess I'll call her. But family issues aside, there was a million details that had to be brought together for this, and she got it done.
Thank you, everybody who has come out here today to enjoy this grand opening ceremony. One of the things probably that overwhelmed me the most is the community support of Huron. My husband and I were in Rapid for 10 years, and we moved back to Huron because of the community involvement that you have of a small town like Huron. And so that's one thing that we found right away when we moved back, one of the reasons that we did move back. As far as the pool goes, first off, I probably came in at one of the best times, because I get to oversee all the hours of work that everybody else did, and I just get to put the final touches on it. And so that part I appreciate. Thank you for everybody for doing the background work for me. Secondly, I want to tell you the impact that this place has on the community of Huron. This summer, I have 56 employees, and then I make 57 that are employed by the city of Huron this summer. At one time, we have to have 20 lifeguards on duty when the full facility is open. So I have 40 lifeguards, I have 12 concessionaires, and I have 3 aquatic managers, and I have an aerobics instructor that is also doing maintenance with myself. So with that, there's a lot of summer jobs that come throughout Huron. The community support has been overwhelming. We have sold 367 passes to this facility this year. That equates to about 1,370 people have passes so they can enjoy this facility. So my job right now is to welcome you all and share in the excitement that Huron has. So welcome to Splash Central.
Thanks, Laura. I just want to share a few quick fast facts about the facility. First place, our capacity. We can have 399 in the leisure pool. I don't know what happens when the 400's one goes in. In the 50-meter pool, competition pool, the capacity is 568. 443 can fit in the lazy river. So the total bather load is 1,500 people. So that'll be quite a crowd when it's full. As far as water, the leisure pool, the gadgets and gizmos pool, as we like to call it, has 92,000 gallons of water in it. The 50-meter pool has 506,000 gallons, over 500,000 gallons of water in it, that weighs over 4 million pounds just in that pool alone. And our lazy river has 166,000 gallons of water. And when you look around this facility, you'll see all the great landscaping, and there's much more to come, especially on the east side of the pool as the college courtyard is completed. And we bring in those items that pay homage to the history of our institution that was here. We salvaged a lot of items out of the buildings, some marble walls, Marty's Hall toilets, some granite steps, some brick pavers from Reynolds Courtyard. We have the cornerstones from all the buildings will be strategically placed so many people went to that fine institution, and we really hate to see it gone. But as part of as what Mr. Earlier pointed out from the architect, a lot of extra effort to save the trees on the property. And we saved 84 trees in the vicinity of the water park here, just on this site. And it makes it look like a facility that's been here for 20 years. In addition to that, we put in several earth berms to help with noise abatement in the neighborhood, and we planted 179 new trees. So this facility will truly be a forested park right in the center of our town. I know several people spoke to the economic impact, but we had 57 separate contractors worked on this project. So it was a huge amount of work that went on. One final thing, we had a Facebook contest, and we have a Facebook page, SplashCentralWaterPark.com. We have over 1,500 people following that page. And we had a contest on there for the first official rider down the Master Blaster. We had Sean Cable go down on KSFY this morning on his morning show. We had a great time. They did a full 2-hour show from here. But the first official rider was chosen by the Facebook contest, and the winner was Hunter Lipinski from Watertown. And we had a lot of entries from out of town, but she was the winner. She was unable to come due to her work schedule, so she asked her friend Allison Valero from Huron to go down for her. Allison's here, there she is right over there. She took her down, official rider, and then right after her will be Joe Carr, in recognition of all the work they did. So, we're going to cut the ribbon here. I want to remind everyone that we'll open the college time capsules at 11:30 in the Campus Center building. So come over and see what's in them. We opened the Kerr Hall one live on TV this morning. There was a lot of great and interesting stuff in there. It was absolutely fascinating, and all the materials in it was pristine. There was college books, newspapers from when it was dedicated and everything. But we have 3 more time capsules to open. We have the Voorhees Hall, Churchill Hall, and the McIntyre Library time capsules still open. And the Voorhees Hall one, dates back to 1906, so it'll be really interesting to see what's in that time capsule over a century ago. So I'll remind everybody to go there at 11:30. But we're going to cut the ribbon here, open the gates. Everybody's welcome to come in for free and get yourself a souvenir beach ball, free to take with you. Please, 1 per customer. And there's coffee and cookies. And then please, by 12:30, we're going to ask everybody to exit so that we can reposition our lifeguards and have our official grand opening of Splash Central.